presentation is Keep Living, and I'll kind of explain it throughout my presentation. To start, I'm going to say a quote from John Lennon. He once said, "When I was 5 years old, my mom told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I said happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment. I told them I didn't understand life." Now, when I was 5 years old, my mom never told me that happiness was the key to life, but she did tell me that God has a plan for me and that I can find happiness in whatever I want happiness to be. And when I was asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, I pretty much said what every other little girl said. I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse, or like a swimming coach. Now, either way, out of all those things, I just knew from the start that I wanted to take care of people. I just didn't know exactly how I wanted to take care of people. Take a second. Think about when you were a kid. How would you have answered this question? What did you want to be? Have your plans changed since then? Mine has. I no longer want to be a nurse, and again, I don't think I'd ever be able to hold any needles. I don't want to be a teacher. I changed my mind about being a high school counselor or even going into higher education. I've honestly changed my path so many times, I'm still sometimes confused about it, but I do know that I have a vision. I want to take care of people. I still do. I really want to, make a difference in the world, and I want to help people along with their journey. Now, don't get me wrong, my vision has not always been as clear as now. I think my mom's words of happiness can be whatever you make it came along with a lot of unknown and uncertainty, and not knowing what was ahead really scared me. I've learned a lot along the way, and it wasn't until this year that I realized I was taking life just too seriously. I was being hard on myself, and I realized I don't always have to have everything figured out. Now, this is a picture of me not taking life too seriously. This one is for Halloween. I wore this all day at work, and it was awesome. So it was great, except that girl got really itchy. All right, next one. So these are the lessons that I've learned throughout all my paths and a lot this year. I've learned how to face my fears, be true to myself, take risks, keep moving forward, and always follow a vision and a mission. Next one. All right, I just love this picture. But when you were a kid, did you ever put a towel around your neck and run around your backyard just pretending that you were a superhero? I know I did. Do you remember how you felt? Like the sky was the limit and you were just invincible. But as you grew older, you just you had more fear. You were afraid of falling down, falling hard, or falling short. This was me. I was constantly worrying about my future. I always thought I had to have everything figured out, and I know that this definitely stopped me from giving 100% to this program, because I think throughout the first few months I was so concerned on what was next. I definitely let fear of the unknown get in the way. And when it comes to fear, there are things that we'll never be able to overcome or stop being afraid of. But that's okay. We just need to stop letting fear stop us. If you want something, don't let fear stop you. Go out and fight for it. Be fearless. And this is Team Flax being fearless and awesome. So I just wanted to show that. All right, next one. All right, what do you consider important in your life? What makes you you? This is something that challenged me this whole year. In this group of people, everyone had such different opinions or passions or just views and different perspectives to look at life. And I think, I had a hard time throughout this year figuring out how I individually stood on them. I always felt like I was one of those people who kind of just went with the flow and kind of did a little bit of what everyone else did. PA has also taught me to stand up for what I believe in and know that it's a good thing we aren't all alike and we don't all have the same passions. An example of how I learned this, which is probably one of my biggest lessons this year, is when we did the religious training. So people that weren't there, we had a religion training where one of our program managers kind of asked, how do you feel about these certain things when it comes to religion? And you stood on this side if you really agreed, or this side if you disagreed. And for the most part, that was the first time in my life that I realized that I stood up for what I believed in. For most of it, everyone was on this end, and I was around two or three other people all the way on this side. I think a year ago, I would have been closer to everyone else, but for the first time in my life, I was totally on the other side of the spectrum, and I didn't care. Religion means something to me, but that was the first time that I told everyone and was totally singled out for it, and it was good, and I believed in myself. So, moral of the story, be who you are, be your genuine self, listen to the advice of others, but make up your own mind, and know that being different is a gift. All right. Just got a cool picture of my awesome staff. That was just a reason to put you guys in there. Excellent. All right. Take risks. Okay, YOLO, you only live once. I never thought in a million years I would ever use this in a speech, like, really though. But seriously, like, take risks. You'll never achieve your dreams by playing it safe, and what's the fun in that anyways? If you take a risk and fail, learn from it, grow from it, and move on. I know it can be scary at times, but you never know what could happen. I was supposed to go straight to grad school after graduating college, and last minute I decided, what am I doing? I don't even go back to Chicago. This isn't for me. So I joined Public Allies, and with that, I moved to a completely new city. I know that I went to school really close to here, but I never came to Cincinnati. So it's a brand new city. I didn't even know the roommate that I was moving in with, and we even signed a deposit before we even knew that we got into PA. And then on top of that, I did a year of service when I didn't even know if that was really for me and if I could make it. So all those things led me to this opportunity and to meet all you crazy people. So it's just like taking that risk was exactly what I needed for this year. And then I have a picture of my roommate that was random, and that was when we were in Columbus. Next one. All right. So change could be, that's okay, just keep it on now. Change could be a good thing, obviously, for a lot of us. Change could be a good thing, obviously, for a lot of us it's coming. So invite new experiences, make new friends, and get out of your comfort zone. Jump into life and don't be afraid to fall, and take the risk. Okay, one more. Okay, think back to pretty much any scary movie you've ever seen. Main characters running away from someone chasing them, and then they decide to look back, and then all the viewers are like, what are you doing? Keep running, that's so stupid, do not look back. And so then suddenly the main character falls, and that's the end of that. Moral of the story, sorry, that's a little dark, but moral of the story, don't look back. And yes, that's coming from someone who constantly second guesses herself. But it's no fun, and I'm constantly reminding myself of this. And this is why I have Live Your Life. So we have a coworker during our staff meeting who just said, if I had any words of wisdom, it would just be, just live. Just live your life. I joined Public Allies, and then I worked at St. Paul, and 6 years later, here I am. I'm going back to school, and I'm doing pretty much everything that I love. And she didn't think that she'd be at St. Paul 6 years later, but she just lived every day like it was just that day. And I think I really struggled with this in the beginning of the year, and now I've never felt like I've been able to go with the flow as much as I do now. So don't second guess yourself in your decisions. Don't ask yourself what could have been in the year you can't change. In the end, you can't change what you can't control. So keep moving forward and live your life. Just go with the flow. Okay. That's just a picture of me. Girls, we're missing. One more. Thank you. As we get older, following a vision can be hard with our everyday changes. But hold on to that vision. Even though our paths can change, we can follow our main vision. Whomever you want to be, whatever you want to be, take multiple paths to get there and don't let anything get in your way. After this year, I also believe that it's good to follow a mission that you value. My work at St. Paul fits so well in with what I valued. I didn't realize this until later, but I was constantly strengthened by our mission as a person. And Loyola's fits in so well. So I think this, going to Loyola this next year for grad school kind of just brings it full circle. So St. Paul's mission is answering Christ's call. We foster spiritual, emotional, and material assistance on a person-to-person basis to the poor, lonely, and forgotten community. And at Loyola, we are a diverse community seeking God in all things and working to expand knowledge in the service of humanity through learning, justice, and faith. And so these are just pictures at St. Paul. For the fundraiser, we did a 5K, and that's me and a lot of my coworkers. And then the bottom picture is coworkers and I. We went and picked up donuts to distribute for our Thanksgiving distribution. So we handed out donuts all day. So just to end it, I urge you all to take anything out of this, to face your fears, be true to yourselves, Take risks, don't stop moving forward, and always follow your vision and missions in life.